Happy Soulfield Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. We're so blessed to be here with you today. Thank you for joining us live or via recording. And we'll begin as we always do by the field.
Set up. There are so many little pieces to set up to be able to broadcast
People are
to
still
everybody.
The Zoom room, so we'll just, it's all perfect.
Yeah. So we're settling in. We're entering this sacred space, this transforming space. And with our candles ready, let's, with the simplicity of our intentions, let's open the portal of divine perfection, the temple of divine perfection right behind me, so we can transmute and recycle and organize the energies that maybe you want to release or that you feel like you need to transform, sort of like smudging yourself. We're smudging you as you're coming into the field. And so let's light the candles together and enter the soul field. And as you're entering the soul field, allow yourself to really let yourself be integrated into this energy. The way that Luminary and I sometimes experience it is as if we're just in a water slide and we're just sliding into the soul field and being bathed with this beautiful light. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. We come with grateful, reverent, and open hearts to drink from the deep well of our eternal nature. As we dive into the soul field together, we are held within a sacred and holy embrace by the source of all love, light, and grace. In this eternal now, we actively invoke our unique pathways to source and the beings of love light that support our divine unfolding. We allow our mind, body, spirit to expand into the holy realms where magic and miracles are commonplace. As we minister to ourselves, we minister to one another and to family humanity. We recognize we are one in the holy wholeness. We allow all we do here today to ripple out through our lives as a living witness of divine grace for the benefit of all beings.
Venimos con corazones agradecidos, reverentes y abiertos al beber del profundo pozo de nuestra naturaleza eterna. A medida que nos sumergimos juntos en el campo del alma, somos sagradamente acogidos por la fuente de todo amor, luz y gracia divina. En este ahora eterno, pedimos que se abran nuestros caminos hacia el Creador junto con los seres de amor y luz que apoyan nuestra evolución divina. Permitimos que nuestra mente, cuerpo y espíritu se expandan hacia los reinos sagrados, donde la magia y los milagros ocurren constantemente. A medida que atendemos nuestras propias necesidades, asimismo atendemos el uno al otro y a toda nuestra familia humana, reconociendo que somos uno en la totalidad sagrada. Permitamos que todo lo que se haga aquí hoy continúe fluyendo en nuestras vidas como un testimonio vivo de la gracia divina para el beneficio de todos. So beautiful.
So we're here today with a sort of special edition of our Soul Sovereignty series on Mother's Day. And we'll begin with our affirmation as we have this entire series. And so you can either do the ear rub or the thymus thump, or a little bit of both, whatever makes you happy. And Nancy will call and we will respond, and we'll do that 3 times.
I am divine love embodied.
I am divine love embodied.
I am the cosmic union of spirit and matter.
I am the cosmic union of spirit and matter.
The seed of the entire universe lives within my soul.
The seed of the entire universe lives within my soul.
My soul is sovereign in this dimension on all levels.
My soul is sovereign in this dimension on all levels.
I am divine love embodied.
I am divine love embodied.
I am the cosmic union of spirit and matter.
I am the cosmic union of spirit and matter.
The seed of the entire universe lives within my soul.
The seed of the entire universe lives within my soul.
My soul is sovereign in this dimension on all levels.
My soul is sovereign in this dimension on all levels.
I am divine love embodied.
I am divine love embodied.
I am the cosmic union of spirit and matter.
I am the cosmic union of spirit and matter.
The seed of the entire universe lives within my soul.
The seed of the entire universe lives within my soul. Whew.
My soul is sovereign in this dimension on all levels.
My soul is sovereign in this dimension on all levels.
I know,
Mm.
that was incredible.
I feel like each time we do this, it gets in a little more, and my body's like, oh, yeah, that's true.
Yes, yes. And it's like the first time and the second time, it's like, okay, I'm starting to feel it. The third time is like, whoa, whoa. I felt that for sure. Woo. Hello, everybody. So good to have you. So good to see you. What a special day today. Really special day. Mother Earth blessed us with this gorgeous aurora borealis that some lucky people get to see. I've been seeing pictures, but I don't know if any of you have seen it, but they're gorgeous, really incredible.
We thought we'd just take a moment just for a little acknowledgement of our mothers. None of us would be here in a body if it wasn't for our mother. And whether or not that relationship was beautiful and full of ease or challenged and full of invitation, we really have to honor these beings that are willing to sacrifice their bodies to bring us here into this world. And also to honor those who are mothers of heart, mothers of spirit, divine mothers to many, and those who desire to be mothers and are yet not able for some reason or another. And so we're just like blessing the energy, acknowledging the field of mother. And, we sort of like, in some ways, thank you, not thank you, Freud, we live in a culture that tends to blame mother. And so we're just taking a moment to elevate her, to elevate the feminine, to say thank you. Thank you for the magic of harmonizing lineages in your womb to create new life, of bringing the mother heart and ministering to everyone you meet, of being willing to be the hard role so that your children may discover who they are meant to be. Thank you, Mother Earth, as Nancy said.
To all the fur animals and birds mothers as well. Mm.
The feathers and the furries and the scale
Mhm.
scaly mothers.
Yes,
Mm,
yes. The
mm,
fishy and yeah.
mm.
Oh, wow. Really beautiful. When Luminari and I were preparing for this talk, um, a lot of our meditations is feeling embraced by this energy of the soul field, but it's also the energy of Divine Mother. And what I've seen a lot in working with people is the pain of the mother wound, the pain of abandonment, separation, um, the pain of not being supported by our mothers, and how that affects us in so many ways in our lives.
Yeah, we all suffer on some level from that mother wound. We live in a culture, a consciousness that holds a story of separation. We live in a collective cosmology that comes from some of our religiosity around being abandoned, around being separated from the divine. And this distorted patriarchal orientation keeps us from understanding how much support there really is, how much grace, divine love there is to hold us and to support us in our lives here. And so we have, most of us, been raised in a culture devoid of teaching us how to receive, teaching us how to open and receive with no effort, with the exception of intention and opening, to receive the energy that will literally organize and move us into fulfillment.
Mhm. When we are
Mhm.
feeling this separation, this abandonment, we can't understand why things are not happening for us. We can't understand that we are really supported and how much support there is. And when we can't understand it, we can't receive it.
Mhm.
When we are continuing with the story of we're not held, we're not supported, we are separate, we have to struggle, then we create sort of like a barrier from receiving without effort. We believe that we have to struggle, that we have to work hard, that something needs to happen for us to be able to receive. And understanding the support that we do have is it's so crucial, but also allowing ourselves to open to it, allowing ourselves to receive what's available there. I'll give you a very practical example. Um, uh, so many times I have wished for something, and in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, I have to go and buy it, or I have to go and pursue this, and I have to do that. But when I like really listen and allow myself to receive what is available for me, those things show up on my door without me making any effort whatsoever. As simple as receiving a vacuum cleaner that I wanted without having to pay for it, or even going and buying or searching for it and just showing up at my door, to receiving all of the help and support that I need in the time that I needed, the perfect timing. And so opening ourselves up to receive means that we are opening ourselves up to be held,
Mhm.
to be ushered,
Mhm.
to be provided.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, in that, what we would call mother wound, that we all live with, that is part of our culture, in that experience of the story of abandonment or separation, we often feel like we have to prove in order to get back into connection, that we have to be a certain way to receive grace, that, unless I do X, Y, Z, I'm not accepted by the divine. And these may not be like running in the conscious sphere, but they're part of the collective conscious energy that we are sort of like, by tapping into the soul field, we're sort of like pushing that out so that it's not living in us. And the holy remembrance can come in. And Nancy was saying, understand, it's not understanding intellectually, it's having the lived experience of that sacred gift. And that's what we want to spend our time today doing. And it's actually, on a certain level, what we're always spending our time doing when we invite you into the soul field, when we invite you into meditation, when we bring in whatever sacred tools we're bringing. What we're intending is to give the experience of knowing and understanding how much support there really is. It is infinite and more than we could ask for, but it does require our presence and our receiving.
And when we open the field for you, is sort of also opening it to for you to ask for what you want, for you to put your requests there and say, hey, soul field, this is what I need, this is what I want, help me out. And not with like, please, I need this, but more like, I know I'll be provided. I remember Luminaria and I asked for something in one of our meditations. We were like, oh, let's put a request. The next day, things happen. The next day.
This happens all the time, by the way, every time we come to meditate.
Yes.
And we are
Yes.
putting you all, just so you know, there. We're calling you all in every time we come together, not just here and not just when we do live meditations, but when Nancy and I gather multiple times a week to dive in. And it bears speaking to for just a moment, for those of you who might be joining us for the first time, that what we mean by the soul field is twofold. The soul field is the energetic field that exists. It is a thing that exists for us. It's like part of the layers of our consciousness, and we can enter into the field of our soul. And that field is the place where we connect with the infinite. It's the place where we're entering into quantum space. And in quantum space, we're not ruled by Newtonian physics. We're not ruled by, certain laws. In our opening prayer, we say we enter into this place where magic and miracles are commonplace, right? We know in the quantum field that things can simply appear. Like they put energy in a vacuum and particles come in and out of the vacuum. There's no way for that to happen, but it happens. It can be witnessed, right? And so we're entering into that space where we have access to the fullness of our eternal nature, to the fullness of the divinity that we are inextricably woven with and it with us, right? And secondarily, because of how Nancy and I have been guided, the soul field is literally a particular container that you have been called into, that we have been called into. And in that communal space, we are upholding one another by every step we take spiritually. Every time we plug in, we're plugging everyone in. Because when we come into the soul field together, we're woven at that level, the level of soul. Not the level of karma, not the level of culture, not the level of personality, at the level of eternal, right?
Yeah. And so when we get together and we put our requests to the field and things magically happen, we're also so grateful that we're all in this field. We're grateful to have you in this field because we also put your requests in there. Even the ones that you haven't expressed to us, we are calling for your needs and wants to be fulfilled in the field. And it's such a magical place. I really want you to feel what we feel when we just dive in. And this is the intention. I think that every week that we meet, every time that we meet, we're getting deeper and deeper into this connection and feeling it more intensely. And so your participation is so appreciated. And definitely you'll benefit from this.
Nancy and I want to share with you today two ways to receive. And the first way has been shown to us. Every time we come into the field, I would feel something in my body instantly. When Nancy and I would drop in, I would feel at the back aspect of my uh, uh, sacral center, just beneath the waist, just above the tailbone. I would feel this like immense energy coming, and that chakra would burst open. And for a while, I didn't realize that I was being given something. I mean, I thought this thing was just beautiful thing was happening. And oh my gosh, there's something about the two of us, and it's so supportive. And then we began to realize we were being shown a pathway for receptivity. We were being shown a way to receive. And this back aspect of the sacral center is a place where we can experience that sacred mystery. In the three dimensions of our being, the left to right, the front to back, the top to bottom, the front to back dimension, could you not share that quite yet, Nancy?
Oh,
I just
sorry.
want to speak about the
Yeah.
bottom.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
it's okay.
Bad timing.
In the front, perfect. In the front to back dimension, this is the dimension of manifest and unmanifest. And at the back of our energy body, we can tap into the unmanifest. We can tap into the divine mystery. We're so forward oriented in our culture that we forget to lean in and open and receive at the backside. And so we're going to lead you in meditation to really receive from the back line and to understand and know how easily you can truly be filled and healed in the ways that in any given moment you are needing healing. And by healing, we mean the remembrance of your wholeness, the remembrance of your divinity.
Yeah. And look at me, I'm just going forward. I'm like, let's go through this. And Luminar is like, back up and receive. It's okay. Just chill, relax.
It does seem that somehow when we do this, we are also definitely in the field of the teaching. And so it happens, you know.
For sure.
Yeah. And so Nancy was starting to put up we are also going to offer you a sacred geometric light emanation. And we'll actually start with that, and then we'll open into meditation. And this is a beautiful image that Nancy worked a lot to create using AI and some guidance that we had. So this is a cube. You can see that cube, three-dimensional cube. And the cube is made up of, you can see these other lines, 6 different four-sided pyramids. So there's one that has the base, like sort of what we would call towards the top, and the apex in the center, one with the base at the bottom and the apex in the center, the left, the right, the front, the back. This is going to come around our body so that that center point where all the apexes of the pyramids meet is right in our heart center. So this is bringing all the frequency of the flames right into the center of our heart. This is a heart healing. And this is about healing that separation, healing those stories of not being held. And then around that cube that's made up of those 6 pyramids of light is an orb of light. And we'll talk just very briefly about these flames, and then we'll dive into the meditation and we'll actually invoke it to remind you, and or for those of you who are experiencing the sacred geometric light emanations for the first time, this spiritual technology uses intelligent light frequency It's the equivalent of calling in an angel or a guide, but it's pure light, intelligent light frequency that will intercommunicate with your biospiritual system in just the way you need. So this is not a one size fits all treatment, and it's also not a visualization. We're showing you this image, and we'll speak about the colors of the flames and what the flames are, but this is just to give your consciousness an awareness so that as we invoke it, your consciousness can relax. You don't have to figure, you don't have to direct. Your role is receptivity, the
Mhm.
very focus of our day to day, receiving without effort, and you don't have to effort. So that orb is the flame of sacred soothing, and that's really bringing in the energies that soothe that place, those places of the wounding. And then we've got at the top the flame of ultimate redeemer. This is the energetic that literally brings into wholeness. It's okay.
I'm struggling. What is going on?
We just got some stuff happening here. We're calling
There
it
we go.
all in, the energy that brings into wholeness those things that have been separate. And it also, when this flame comes up, and since it's coming up for all of us here, it also is an indicator that we actually have a role to play in this cosmic collective consciousness of separation. We have a role to play in bringing others back into wholeness. In the base, we have divine mother tenderness. This is like really opening to those frequencies of divine mother where the distorted patriarchal energy has cut us off. We have in the front, the flame of immaculate flow. This is a surrender flame. This is like letting yourself be moved by spirit. At the back, we have the energy of divine mother summons, literally calling in the frequencies of the divine mother that serve us, that we need to balance the places where we have been not held as fully as needed. We call in from the left, we'll have the flame of infinite source, and from the right, ultimate vibratory alignment, bringing in these energies. So we're going to invite you to simply close your eyes, to begin to allow yourself to let go of the intellectual and come instead into the place of receiving, into connection with your own breath. And as the gaze becomes internal, feel yourself looking lovingly at your biospiritual system, looking lovingly at yourself, your I amness. And just for a moment, registering how worthy you are to receive, and giving yourself permission to do so. Giving yourself permission to take in the grace that wants nothing more than your fulfillment. And so we call forth the flame of sacred soothing, the flame that is shimmering periwinkle, pink and white light, to form a very large orb of light around each of our bodies and energy fields. This orb will be big enough to contain the entire cube of light that we're going to invoke. And we call forth the flame of ultimate redeemer, the flame that is metallic black, gold, and silver light, to form a four-sided pyramid of light with the base extended up above the top of our head and the apex or the tip of the pyramid right in the heart center. We call forth the flame of divine mother tenderness, the flame that's all shades of shimmering pink, to form a four-sided pyramid of light with the base extended beneath the base of our tailbone and the apex anchored in the heart. We call forth the flame of divine mother summons, the flame that's bright royal blue, medium like Columbia, lightish blue, with a gold sparkling aura, to form another four-sided pyramid of light, with the base behind us and the apex anchored in the heart. We call forth the flame of immaculate flow, to form a four-sided pyramid of light with the base of the pyramid in front of us and the apex anchored in the heart. This flame of immaculate flow is a milky light blue and milky white light. We call forth the flame of infinite source, the colors of the ocean, to form a four-sided pyramid of light with the base to the left of us and the apex in the heart. And we call forth the flame of ultimate vibratory alignment, the hummingbird flame, this beautiful iridescent metallic ruby red and emerald green light, to form a four-sided pyramid of light with the base to the right of us and the apex in the heart. And as each of these four pyramids of light come in, six pyramids of light come into form, they form a cube of light that will begin to spin and move with these apexes anchored in the heart. And the orb around us will also begin to move. And as these flames and this light moves and spins around and through us, it enters in all the way to the level of our DNA, opening up the spin cells, bringing that light in. And we simply allow ourselves to receive the reworking, the recalibration, the realignment, the activation in accordance with our divine blueprint in this sacred now moment. As you allow yourself to receive, you may become aware of things and you just bring breath, knowing that energy is moving, that you are being transformed. Bringing your awareness as you're ready to the back aspect of the sacral center, to the chakra there, which is truly a portal. And as you allow your gaze, your presence, your awareness to be brought there, with the simplicity of your intention, allow yourself to open this portal to the grace that's available in the soul field. And you may feel energy pouring in. You may feel pressure as things start to open. There may be tingling or warmth. But you simply allow that grace to come to you. Each breath, a deepening and opening into that support. And you may feel the low belly sort of filling with that sacred Amrit. And you allow it. And you feel the nourishment of it, and you allow yourself to absorb that like a dry sponge can absorb so much water. And just feel yourself absorbing and absorbing. You may feel that energy sort of bursting beyond that place in the body and moving other places. You may invite it to minister to you. Any places where you're holding pain or difficulty physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, relationally, financially. And as these flames minister and this grace pours in, you feel yourself relaxing all the way in. The fullness of receiving. You may feel the back line of your body opening more completely. The back of the head and neck, the heart, belly, backs of the legs, palms of hands and feet. You may feel energy swirling in certain places in the body. There's no right or wrong, just receiving exactly what serves you. And if you can stand the pleasure of it, intend to open even more. Intend to receive even more. As the bones and the spine and the sacrum start to move and wake up and vibrate with grace, you may feel the impulse or the tension that needs to move, and you'll just allow any subtle movement of the hips that want to happen. With a little mindfulness about not dissipating, not moving the grace away, just making space for more receiving. You might feel the pelvic floor burst open. This quality like almost feels pre-orgasmic, the level of opening for some people. And you just let that be. You let that happen. The sacred yes to the grace that serves you. As you keep receiving, we're going to play some music to support that process. As you're gently coming back, intend to keep receiving, if you'd like, from that portal, with the intention to opening it specifically to the soul field, to that field of grace that wants nothing more than your deep fulfillment.
That was intense. I cannot even put words to it. Like, the experience was as if every part of my body was separated and illuminated, and it's like this human experience was taken apart and submerged in this divine light. And I was like, I swear I didn't have any mushrooms or anything. Like, I didn't. It was just such an experience, overwhelming. It just took me by surprise, and it sort of like pushed me back to open, to receive. It was, wow, really potent. And I could feel everybody. I could feel everybody going in, and the intention and the energy of everybody was like, wow, making it even more potent.
Mhm. Yeah.
Incredible. Wow.
We have a little space. We'll pause the recording that will be sort of saved in perpetuity. This will still be live streaming in our private group, but we would love to hear anything that you would like to share about your experience that you feel would be nourishing for others and or for yourself to articulate. This special Mother's Day edition, we appreciate all of you being here. We, as Nancy and I were given this second and fourth Sunday, we didn't pay attention to whether it would fall on holidays or anything like that. We just said, okay, yes. And we landed on some holidays together, and just really appreciate on this special day you taking your time to be here to share and for the experience of the ways in which we uplift one another when we do. Yeah.
Yes. I put in the chat, for those who would like to join us on our Facebook group, the private Facebook group. That's where we host the bi-weekly meditations on Wednesdays, and also the live soul field gatherings. I also put the YouTube channel where we put the replays if you want to watch it later, if you're not on Facebook, and our Instagram to follow us, just to be everywhere if we can. We want to influence social media. We don't want we don't want social media to influence us. We want to influence social media and transmit this love and guidance to everyone in this universe. We also have our website where you can actually share the website with people who would like to join us in the Facebook group or receive our emails and things like that. There is a form there. And last but not least, we really appreciate your donations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. These donations help us, pay for Zoom and pay for the softwares and pay for, all of the things that we need to pay for. But also when we're hosting events, we can have scholarships for people. And part of this donations that we're receiving, we will also give back to the community. A percentage of that is for people who want something, they have a request or a need. This is also something that we would like to share. So if you do have a need, a request, just anything that you want, please reach out to us, and we'll be happy to support you in that way. And thank you.
We want to, as you tithe to the soul field wants to tithe back to you. And so that's really what we're intending here. And just to clarify, the meditations are almost bi-weekly. They're on the first and third Wednesday. And so sometimes in the month there might be a fifth Wednesday. It's rare, but in general, bi-weekly, first and third Wednesdays. So first and third Wednesdays for meditation, second and fourth for soul field.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So we will, with that, move
Do you
into
want to record back again, or is it
prayer.
recorded? Yes.
Pardon me, it's recording, yeah. Move back into our closing prayer. We are deeply grateful to have experienced miraculous communion with our holy wholeness in the soul field. We wholeheartedly receive the upliftment of one another's communion and our blessed soul light. As we close this formal gathering, we each in our own way will continue dwelling in the soul field and supporting our collective evolution. With deep gratitude, we thank one another and all our angels, guides, and guardians, remembering as we minister to ourselves, we uplift one another. We encourage the magic we co-created to ripple out to all our relations for the benefit of all beings.
Estamos profundamente agradecidos por esta experiencia milagrosa de comunión en nuestro ser sagrado aquí en el campo del alma. De todo corazón recibimos la comunión de cada uno de nosotros y de la luz de nuestra alma divina. Al culminar formalmente esta congregación, cada uno de nosotros de manera personal permaneceremos en el campo del alma, apoyando nuestra evolución colectiva. Con profunda humildad, agradecemos el uno al otro y a nuestros ancestros, ángeles, guías y guardianes de luz, recordando que cuando predicamos con nuestro ejemplo, nos elevamos el uno al otro y alentamos la magia que acabamos de co-crear para que se expanda a todos para el beneficio de la humanidad. So we'll be closing the soul field now, so bring your candles, and as we come to a close, you might intend to keep the Temple of Divine Perfection open to hold what is meant to hold for you, and to understand that everything happens in divine perfection. And thank you for joining us. Every time you come is magical for us. So let's blow our candles out and leave the soul field.
Although we never really have to leave, right? We're just closing this particular container, but we are all woven. It is so. Thank you so much for your part in this beautiful weaving. We're just blessing you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna stop recording.